good day, everybody, and thought I'd do a little bit of a hello to everybody today. We're out in the field right now, baling some balage. I got a field here that I'm actually, it's one of JJ's fields, and he wanted to rotate it out of his organic crops. It's been organic for a few years now, and so we trade some land back and forth is how things work within our relationship. And so this year we planted this field that I'm in right now into hay. But I kind of did a half and a half thing this year. Traditionally, I almost always plant all my new hay plantings with oat and pea nurse crop. And that's the peas are a cow pea. They're not a human consumption pea. And I plant them with an oat and pea nurse crop. And the idea behind that is that it helps to choke out the weeds and give the alfalfa and the timothy that I plant for hay a chance to establish itself without having the competition of the weeds. The oats and the peas come up so fast that the weeds don't have a chance to take a really good root or stronghold within the field. So this year though, I went a little bit different. This particular field that I'm in right now was planted into oats and peas, but I only did about half my fields in oats and peas, and I did half my fields into no oats and peas. Just straight hay, throw it in the ground, see if it can come up before the weeds. So what's the conclusion on that? Well, we're far enough in the year now. We're into the middle of July, and we're far enough into the year that I have a little bit of anecdotal evidence. But it was a hard year to do this experiment because we have a drought year basically this year. We had 4 weeks this year with absolutely no rain. So it really depended on which ground I put it into and how dry the ground was when I put the hay crop in with or without the oats and the peas. So the oat and pea fields, they all turned out okay. None of them were stellar. None of them were super duper awesome oat and pea fields that came up, but we got them. And then the alfalfa definitely did start coming up underneath the oats and the peas. The fields that we did not plant oats and peas in at all were half and a half. Some of them, the hay came up great. We had a great catch of hay, almost no weeds whatsoever. And the other half of those fields, basically all we got was weeds, and we got almost no hay in them whatsoever yet. Now, my experience was though, back in 2016, I planted a lot of new planting hay, and that was a drought year as well. I think it was even worse droughty than it is this year, however. And my experience with that was that even though I didn't get hay the first year, all I got was weeds that came up in the field. The next year and the years following after that, I did end up with a great catch of hay. So it's you gotta, I guess, be willing to play a bit of the long game in the hay business that I'm in. And it sucks because you got to pump all the money out, and you know, it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars an acre by the time you get fertilization, by the time you get your seed in, your tillage in, and then you're sitting there waiting to see if it's going to work, and then you get a droughty year like this. But hey, that's farming, right? Every farmer is going to either complain that it's too wet, too dry, too hot, too cold, not enough rain, too much rain. That's just what we all do as farmers, and anybody who's watching this as a farmer is going to be giggling right now hearing me say this, I'm sure. But anyways, so we're out here today, and we're baling up these oats and peas. I'm doing them at a fairly high moisture because I have found that is what works on these particular ones. We cut this stuff yesterday afternoon. We let it sit in the field. We spread it out right wide with the mowers, with the triple mowers. And then this morning we came in and we raked them up. We put about 3 windrows into one. And then we're out here with the 3x3 baler, the Massey Hesston 2250. I think you've seen me run this in a couple other videos. My preference is to run the 3x4 baler, the 2270. You get a lot less bales with more hay in them, and there's a lot less bales to move. However, in the Balage market. Some of these I'm going to feed myself to my cattle this winter. You'll see that in future videos. And some of these will be sold. I got a couple sheep and goat guys that do take some balage off me every year. It helps to supplement the feed that they produce themselves. They come back to me every year. They know that I do plant these oats and peas, or I got some clover that I'll deal with from a neighbor, or things like that. That they know that they can come to me and get some decent quality balage in order to supplement their lots of it goes to their young stock, their younger goats, their younger lambs that they're growing up. It's not necessarily lactation milk feed, lactation feed. A lot of it does go over to their young stock. It's a cheaper feed. It puts on weight fast, helps them grow, a good base there underneath their stock. Anyways, so we're, you can probably see here, I'm going to flip the camera around it, and you can see what we're baling here. I got 2 tractors in the field picking bales up right behind me so that we can get those wagons loaded, get them off to the yard. This is great today because we are out baling literally across the road from JJ's shop. And this is amazing because typically we're, whatever, 10, 20, 30, 40 kilometers away from the home base. And it takes a while to get everything hauled back and unloaded, whereas this is about as good as it gets, unless we were right on our own farm baling. That's about as better as it gets, but it's literally across the road, haul the wagons over there, unload the bales, get them wrapped. Should be a fairly early day. Now I say should be a fairly early day, but just before I turned on the camera to make this video, guess what I got? I got a call from another neighbor. I take their straw off them all year, and he says, well, we're going, we're combining wheat today. So what that means is chances are I'm gonna have to go out and bale some straw and haul it back because they're calling for rain tomorrow. So it looks like I'm gonna have to go out and bale some wheat straw tonight and get her hauled back, get her stored in the barn. So that meaning that most likely we are looking at a fairly long night tonight. It's probably going to be 11, 12 o'clock, like a midnight type adventure today is probably what's actually going to end up happening. But we had a rough year on straw last year. Basically all it did was rain last year, and a lot of our straw did get rained on. Then you got to rake it, then it looks dark. A lot of the people that do take straw off me, they want nice bright straw because it looks better. Any livestock guy out there, like cattlemen or anything like that, they'll tell you actually they want a rain on their straw because straw has a wax that's on it. At least wheat straw does anyways, a wax that's on it, and that rain takes that wax right off that straw and makes it so that it's actually a better bedding product because it's a lot more absorbent when the animals defecate or urinate on the straw in order to absorb that manure and urine and whatnot. But the market out there tends to be, for a lot of these Americans and whatnot that do buy straw off me, they want nice, bright, clean looking straw. So that means as soon as the combine hits the field, we do like to chase the combines, get the straw baled up, looks bright, looks golden, get it off the field, get it back in the barn, get it stored, but then the pressure's on today. That particular neighbor there, we got about, we buy anywhere from 300 to 600 acres off that one guy every year. This year, I think he's got about 300 acres in, but the good part about this is it's all in one field. In our area, 300 acre fields aren't that common. There's a lot of 40 acre, 50 acre, 100 acre fields, sometimes 20 acre fields. So that field will be nice anyways, nice long stretches, 300 acres in one field. We had one of those or 2 of those last year as well. It's pretty awesome. You go in with the baler, you bang out 1,000 bales, you turn around, you go home. Pretty awesome. Anyways, that's what's going on today. We're doing some oats and peas. We're doing a custom job for some hay in between there, and then we're probably doing about 50 acres of straw. I'll stop talking now. Hopefully you learned something out of what I had to say here. Hopefully I didn't just ramble on too fast. And that's farming for another day. Take care, guys.